program is brought to you by the City Government of Addis Ababa Education Bureau in collaboration with Addis Media Network. This is English for grade 6, and I'm your teacher, Ms. Sanai Tailu. Hello students, how have you been? I'm sure you had a great week last week, right? Do you remember what we have discussed last week? Yes? Yeah, we have seen about adjectives, right? Adjectives. Adjectives. Adjectives are one of the parts of speech, yes? And we said about adjectives, they are words. Very good. Adjectives are words. Words that can help us to modify, yeah? Words that modify a noun. Right? That's what we said last week. They give you more information about a noun. They can help you to describe a noun. If you remember last time when we were talking about a descriptive paragraph and descriptive sentences, we were using more of adjectives, right? Because we want to create an image on the mind of our listener. So when we talk about adjectives, they are words that can help you to make a noun specific, clear, and more modified or identified, right? If you remember, last week we tried to see some parts of adjectives, yes? Can you mention some? I'm sure you do. Let's do it together. Like for example, we say the descriptive adjectives, right? Descriptive adjectives. Yes? Under these descriptive adjectives, we can find most of the adjectives which can help you to tell the shape, the size, age, opinion. Opinion means when you say, for example, somebody is beautiful or handsome, that's your personal opinion, right? Or if you say this thing is expensive or cheap, that is also what? Personal opinion, right? Or if you describe for something by saying that this is good or bad, it can be what? Your opinion. So you find opinion, age, size, shape, yes, color. These are all under the descriptive adjectives, yes? And the other adjectives that we have seen are the indefinite adjectives. Indefinite adjectives, as the name implies, indefinite means something which is not specific, yes? So under this indefinite adjectives, we have seen the words that say some, yeah, some, several, yes? These are all what? Under indefinite adjectives. There are also these quantitative adjectives. When we say quantitative, quantity means what? It can be numerical or it is something which is measured. So when we say quantitative adjectives, these numericals, you can find the exact number of something. For example, you say 3 students, 2 boys, 3 girls, yeah? These are quantities, right? Or you can say many, some, little, much, few, a few. These are also the second categories that I mentioned. You can call them under the indefinite adjectives, and also since they tell the quantity of something, you can also find them under the quantitative adjectives, right? How about the other categories? Yes, possessive. Possessive adjectives. Good. Possessive adjectives. Possessive. Possessive adjectives. All right? When we say possessive, to possess something means to own something or to have something, yeah? So under possessive adjectives, we find the possessive pronouns, right? Like for example, her book, yeah? Her book. When you say her book, this her makes which book that you are talking about. So this is what? An adjective which describes or which makes it that you are talking about some specific book that is what? Her book, Yes? Or you can say my phone. My phone. Yeah? This time it is what? My. So the possessive pronouns are also categorized under the possessive adjectives. What else? Do you say the comparative and superlative adjectives? Wonderful. The comparative and superlative adjectives, which means those adjectives that can help you to compare and contrast, right? For example, if you say shorter, yeah, shorter, yes, or taller, smaller, smarter. These are comparative adjectives. When it comes to the superlative, yes, shortest, yes, smallest, or you can say tallest, etc. These are all adjectives, right? So this is a lesson that we have seen last week. How about today? Today we're going to talk some grammatical issue, which is conditionals. What did I say? Conditionals. Yes? Yeah. Have you ever heard about conditionals? I'm sure you do. If you don't, from now on, you will learn in every grade level about the conditionals, all right? So after this level, since today I'm going to introduce you with the first group of conditionals, which is conditional sentence type 1, or what we call possibility condition. So after this lesson, you can identify conditional sentence type 1 easily, yes? You can tell the form of conditional sentence type 1, and you use conditional sentence type 1 when you are expressing possibility. All right? That is the objective that we have for today. So, conditionals. Let us see what conditionals are. Conditionals. Generally, let's talk about conditionals. All right, conditionals. What do we mean when we say conditionals? Let's have a general view about conditionals, all right? Conditionals means something with a situation, all right? When we say conditionals, there is what? There is situation, a situation, or a condition which is set. This is one, yes? And in the case of conditionals, when you talk about grammatical form of conditionals, there is a situation or a condition, and after a situation and a condition, there follows a consequence and consequence. All right? You see? What's the first thing? When we talk about conditionals, there is a condition which is set, and then there is also a consequence which is followed after the situation or the condition. You see? So, when we say that conditionals have two categories, which is a condition and a consequence, that means in a sentence form, we have how many clauses? Very good. We have two clauses. Yes? The first one is what we call if clause. All right? If clause. Okay? Which means, if clause means what? The situation or the condition. The condition which is set, that we call if clause. And then after comma, there comes a main clause. Main clause. When we say main clause, that is what? The consequence that follows what? The if clause, right? So this is what? A main clause. So whatever the type of a conditional is, all right? Every conditional has got how many clauses? Very good. We have two clauses. If clause and main clause. Okay? Whether you are talking about conditional sentence type 1, type 2 or type 3, it doesn't matter, or the mixed conditional, never mind. But if you say conditional, there is a condition and there is also a consequence. Okay? Very good. Keep that in mind, and let's come specifically about the conditional sentence type 1. Conditional sentence type 1. All right? Or, in other words, we call it possibility condition. I will show you why we call it possibility condition. All right? Possibility condition. This is what we are going to see about conditionals. Okay? When we talk about conditionals, we begin by the zero conditional. There is also what we call zero conditional, which means there is a condition with unchanged effect, okay? Something which is proved or true, yeah? Which means simple present on both the clause, because I told you in every conditional there is what? If clause and main clause. Either you begin with the if clause or main clause, it doesn't matter. Okay, then the second is the possibility condition or conditional sentence type 1. There goes on to conditional sentence type 2, the unlikely or imaginary. We will see it on the next chapter. And there goes to conditional sentence type 3, which is impossible. All right? And when you grow up, you might see the mixed conditionals. So conditionals are categorized. For this chapter, we start with conditional sentence type 1, which is possibility condition. Don't forget this word. I know it's common to say conditional sentence type 1, but I prefer if you just be common or familiar with the word possibility condition, because it will help you on constructing a sentence. All right? Let us see some sentence. If I study hard, comma, I will pass the exam. Look at this sentence. If I study hard, I will pass the exam. Let me give you some more. Yeah? We will cancel our program if it rains. You see? We will cancel our program if it rains. One more. I will, or I can give you yeah, if you want my phone. All right, let us see these sentences now. The first one, if I study hard, all right, I will pass the exam. Which one do you think is the condition here in this sentence or the situation? Let me give you 30 seconds and discuss with your families, friends, or teachers around and come up with the answer. When you see these two clauses, which one do you think is the condition and which one do you think is the consequence? 30 seconds. All right, so I am sure you said that the first one is the condition, right? So when we say the first one is the condition, that means this one is the if clause, since we have also what? Another clue which says what? If, right? And I will pass the exam is the consequence, which means the result. Yes? Here is the effort, the hard work, and passing the exam is also what? The result. Let us see about the tense. Okay? I is our subject, as you know, and what do we have here? We have study, verb 1. All right? Let's go there. After the subject, we have will plus verb 1. Good. Keep that in mind. Let's come here. We will cancel our program if it rains. Then in this sentence, we begin our sentence by the main clause. Good. We will cancel our program is the main clause. The main clause means what? The consequence or the result. Yeah? But why do we cancel our program? There is a condition. What is that? If it rains. Yes? Okay, so we will cancel. Here is the subject. Then will cancel. It is what? Future tense. Let's come here. The condition. Why do we cancel? If it rains. It is our subject. Then we have the verb 1 form. Simple present. Yeah? Okay, let's come here. I can give you, if you want, my phone. I can give you. Yes? Here is what? A possibility. Yes? I can give you if you want my phone. So, what do we have here? We have can with verb 1, right? And when we come to the condition after if clause, we have a subject plus verb 1. Yes? So, this, when you see, okay, when you see, I want you to focus on the if clause. Focus on the if clause. What's our if clause here? If I study hard. Okay, good. If it rains. If you want. When? When? Because the tense implies what? The time. Yeah? So the tense that we use here implies the time. When you say, if I study, that is now. Yes? That is now. And when you say, if it rains, when? Now. Simple present. At the moment of speaking. Right? All right. If you want, now this time you're talking with somebody and you say what? If you want, I can give you my phone. If you want. When? Now. So, here, in the case of conditional sentence type 1, which is possibility condition, if clause, yeah? If clause become what? Subject plus verb 1, which is what? Simple present. Wonderful. Let's go to the next clause. Let's see. On the first one, I will pass the exam. I will pass. Okay. On the first one, we will cancel. What does this show? And even on this one, I can give you. As you know, can is a modal auxiliary. We can use it for present, future, and even for the past, right? So this time it is referring after you want. When do you want? Now. Then what does it follow? I can give you, right? Which means after now. So what comes in the main clause is, look, main clause become what? Simple future. Simple future. I would love to say, instead of saying simple future, okay, since sometimes we can use the possibility modal auxiliaries, you can say it's better to say like this. Look, instead of saying simple future, we say subject plus, yeah, will, shall, okay, because I want to include this can and may. You see? Then, after these auxiliaries, it is obvious we come up with the base verb, or what we call verb 1. This is the form of conditional sentence type 1. We also call it what? possibility. I want you to focus on the word possibility. Why? Because, look, when you do something, there is a possibility to happen for the result in the future. When we say possibility condition, try to understand the meaning, all right? When you say possibility condition, that means if you put something in the condition at present, there is a chance for the result. Look, if you study hard, when? Now. Okay? Then what will happen after now? Everything that you do after now is future, right? So after that, there is a possibility for you what? To pass the exam. You see? If it rains, that's a condition. If it rains, there is another possibility. What is that? Yes, we will cancel our program. That shows what? For something, a possibility to happen. I can give you, if you want, my phone, which means there is a possibility that I can give you my phone. I lend you my phone for some time. Yes? So this is all about the conditional sentence type 1. Conditional sentence is about possibility condition, which shows for a chance to happen in the future. So the form contains what? Simple present with simple future. Now let's focus on the form and do some more sentences. All right? Okay. Let me give you an activity to practice. Activity 1. Activity 1. Complete the following sentences. Complete the following sentences using the correct form, of the verb in bracket. Okay? The first one, if we call her, comma, she blank, the given verb is come. She come soon. All right? And for the second one, they blank, the verb given is see, us, then if we invite them. And the third one, Ayele blank lend some money if you asked him. Okay, so these are enough to practice here with me in the classroom with these 3 sentences. Let me give you 2 minutes for this. Okay, so let's do it together. The first one, if we call her, she blank come soon. Now, look, what do we need to see before we answer? When you find out such sentences with a double or two clause, what do you see? Before you answer, give attention to the complete one, okay? Maybe this time, because we are talking only about conditional sentence type 1, you might not hesitate to put the form. But later on, you will see the other conditionals. So at that time, when a conditional sentence is given, give attention to the complete sentence. Either it is the if clause or the main clause, it doesn't matter before you answer, okay? So this time, on the first sentence, which one is complete? Look, if we call her, this is complete. Now, how is it complete? If plus subject plus verb 1. So, if clause is subject plus verb 1 or simple present, then the main clause become what? Simple future. Yes? So I am sure you all say what? She will come. She'll come. Right? Wonderful. Let's go to the next one. They blank see us if we invite them. Invite them. They blank see us if we invite them. Which one is complete again? The if clause. What difference do we have here? On the first sentence, we begin with the if clause. On the second sentence, we begin with the main clause, right? Good. So let's see the if clause again. After if, we have we, which is our subject. And then invite is verb 1. So if the if clause is subject plus verb 1, which means simple present, then the main clause become what? Simple future. So they blank see us. Yeah, you can say, just to make a change, you can say they will see us, yes, or they can see us. It doesn't matter. They will see us or they can see us. So we don't change the form of the verb, but we make it future by adding the future auxiliaries and modal auxiliary can. Let's come here. Ayele lend some money if you ask him. Look, what do we have here? Main clause at first and if clause at last. How is the if clause constructed? You, subject, plus ask, verb 1. Yes? So in 3 of the sentences, the if clause is complete, and it is completed by subject plus verb 1, which is simple present. So what do we need to come up here? With a future or modal possibilities. For example, we are not sure about somebody's pocket. Yes? But we can guess, we can tell the possibility. So how do we say? If you say Ayele will lend you, you are correct. Or if you say Ayele can lend you, you are also correct. But I prefer to say Ayele may. Ayele may lend you. Ayele may lend you some money if you ask him. Okay? Good. So now we have completed the main clause when we find or when we check out from the if clause, right? And my second task is I will give you a complete main clause and then you will do the if clause. Okay? Let's do it. Activity 2. Activity 2. We will have the same instruction. Yeah? Complete the following using the correct form of the verb in brackets. Okay, let's see. The first sentence, yeah? I will miss the train if I blank. Then wake up late. This is one. Then the second one, if blank show is the verb. If you blank show me, yes, I can do it. I can do it myself. Then the third one, number 3, yeah? Mr. Smith, yes? Mr. Smith will or may give us the lesson if we blank contact him. Here we go. Now this time we have 3 sentences, and in these 3 sentences the main clause is complete. You are expected to complete or to use the correct form of the verb in the if clause. Again, I will see you after 2 minutes. All right, here we meet again. The first one, I will miss the train if I blank. Wake is our verb, up late. How do you think is the correct form of the verb? Let's see, as I told you, before we answer or before we put our answer, we check what? The completed clause. So here the main clause is complete. How? I'll miss, this is what? Simple future. And it's also main clause. So in which type of conditional do we have a future main clause? Conditional sentence type 1, which is possibility condition. So if the main clause is simple future, what is the condition or the if clause? Simple present. So what do you say? Without any change, we put the base verb. I wake. I wake up late. You see, I will miss the train if I wake up late. Good. Let's do the second one. If you blank show me, I can do it myself. Now, the main clause is what? I can do it myself. Yes? Okay. So, what do we do with the first one? Yes, our subject is you. So, if you show as it is. We don't change the verb. If you show me, I can do it myself. The third one, Mr. Smith may give us the lesson. Possibility, right? Mr. Smith may give us the lesson. When? If we, then our verb is contact. Yes? Our subject, fortunately, is we, so we don't change the verb. We use contact as it is. Yes? Remember, in conditional sentence type 1, yeah, if clause is simple present and main clause become what? Future and possibility conditions like may and can. Okay? Homework. Homework. Use the correct form of the verb in bracket and construct or write conditional sentence type 1, or what we call possibility condition. Okay, the first one, if you blank not, okay, if you not come on time, comma, you will miss the lesson. Okay, this is the first one. The second one, she may tell you the truth if you blank, the verb is ask her. Okay, the third one, unless you work hard, comma, you blank not pass the exam. One more. We can show you if you blank, need is the verb in bracket, help. Here we go. Here, this time in this exercise, there are also negative sentences. Try these sentences by yourself, and next week, before I pass on to the next topic, I will try to show you how you make negative sentences in conditionals, but I want you to try by yourself first, okay? So please don't hesitate to try and come up with the answers and show your answers to your teachers at school or your parents, your mentors, all right? So today we have all about the conditional sentence type 1, or what we call possibility condition. And as we discussed, conditional sentence, they have what? Two clauses, the if clause and the main clause, or the main clause and the if clause. It doesn't matter with whichever you start, okay? In the possibility condition, since there is a possibility to happen, yeah, the main clause is future, and the condition you set, or the if clause, is what? Simple present. Simple present with simple future. Yes? Or you can begin vice versa. Simple future with simple present. That's all what we have for today. But next week I will show you how to construct negative sentences after you try this. All right? Until then, have a good one.